welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kristen and I post a new video every Monday. And today I'm sharing with you guys the things I wish I knew before my wedding day. So I got married last year in February. That's why I decided that this would be a great month to reflect and share with you guys so that maybe it'll help you, or maybe if you've already got married, you can resonate with some of the things that I'm saying. So I want to share with you guys those things I wish I knew before the wedding day. All right, let's get started with the number one kind of important thing is your guest. So what I wish I knew before we had our wedding day was that your guest will either cancel on you last minute, and that could be because of family things come up, or like flights are canceled because it's winter time. So that was a thing. Or you'll get +1 request like a day or two ahead of time, and so you don't have time to redo your seating chart. So they're like, hey, can I have a +1? And that is just thrown at you. And another thing regarding your guest is that even after all that time that you put into it and you finally got their seats set up and you figured out your whole seating chart, because you have to put together 200 people in one place and do a seating chart, they're still gonna leave early. And that's something I didn't prepare myself for. Someone at my wedding told people that the wedding was going till midnight, and so a lot of people left early because they didn't want to stay till midnight on a Sunday, which who could blame them? But it didn't last till midnight, and so that was kind of sad that a lot of people left. But I understand, because it was a Sunday night and we chose that date for a specific reason, because it was my grandma and grandpa's wedding anniversary, and so we did that because of them. And so I knew that Sundays would make people want to go home early, but I wasn't expecting it to be quite so early, and so that was kind of sad because I'm a party person and I wanted to hang out the whole night. But everyone that did stay, we had such a fun time, which brings me into the next point. The people that did leave early, they took the cupcakes, and so by the time Neil and I were cutting our cake, there was absolutely no cupcakes there. And I don't remember how many we ordered, maybe like 100 cupcakes, 200. I don't remember how many cupcakes were there, but there was cupcakes there. And by the time we were cutting the cake, all the cupcakes were gone. So everyone who left took cupcakes, but the guests that were still at the wedding didn't have a chance to take cupcakes because they were enjoying themselves and didn't realize that all the cupcakes were disappearing. Which brings me on to my next point, the cake at the wedding. So I had a friend do our cake, and it was amazing. So were the cupcakes. Absolutely delicious. She is the best. If you want to look her up, she's a Nook Bakery. She's in Georgia now. She's no longer in Florida. But the cake, we had a cake topper planned, and it's so cute. We have it now, but it's like an N and a K, and it was gold. Just very simple. Neil and Kristen. But if you're gonna order anything off of Etsy for your wedding, do it months in advance, because our cake topper was delivered the day after our wedding. So we didn't have a cake topper, which is not a big deal. There could have been so many other things that were that went wrong besides the cake topper not being there. It was a cute little cake with flowers, so it didn't really need a cake topper. But if you are going to order anything like special made off of Etsy or any other website, that is definitely like my number one takeaway, is do it months in advance, because you never know how long it's going to take. Sometimes it's coming from like different countries, and that shipping process takes a long time. So you want to really make sure that you have enough time for that. Okay, that was a lot all at once, but it was just coming to me while I was speaking to you guys. So the next thing is your timeline. I am a very organized person, and so I had literally every hour planned out, from the time we got there in the morning at like 9 o'clock to get ready till the exit with the sparklers. I had every single thing planned out. And that's great because nothing could have like gone wrong. Everyone knew what the plan was, but I like to stick to the plan. So when something went over or something went early, it was kind of like I had to catch up and figure out what I wanted to do, because my timeline didn't line up with it, because some things do go a little later, like our hair and makeup got a little later, so then we were rushing our pictures and things like that. So if you're going to make a timeline, make it a very loose timeline, because you don't want to be like a bridezilla wanting everything to be exactly on time when it's not going to happen. There's so many people there. You never know what's going to happen. You have all your vendors. You have to coordinate things with them. So if you're going to have a timeline, which you should definitely have one. Just don't expect to stay completely on it, or else it's going to ruin like your day because it's not going to stick to that timeline, which is something I really needed to understand that day. And I did. Our makeup and hair did go a little longer, but we caught up in the time. And actually we started the wedding exactly at the time we wanted to start the wedding, so it was fine. But that's definitely something that I was having a little difficulty struggling with, is I really wanted it to be on time. But that's just me and that's just my personality, which is something that brings me to my next point, is maybe I should have put a little bit more time into getting ready. I think we did show up at like 9 o'clock, but there was 7 of us, and then my mom, and then Neil's mom, our grandmas were there. You know, you want to plan for enough time for everyone to get ready, because hair and makeup for a wedding does take longer than normal hair and makeup. And if everyone is using the same hair and makeup artist and there's not that many, you want to go ahead and make sure that you are planning enough time for each person, which is something that I could have done better at. And also just planning enough time in the day, because I said that pictures, for example, like pictures with my bridesmaid would take 5 minutes, but what if it took 10 minutes? Then I'm 5 minutes behind schedule. So that whole timeline thing is a little confusing, a little difficult to plan out, because you don't actually know how much time it's going to take, because this is the first wedding you've ever planned and the last one. So you don't really know what's going to happen. You don't really know what to expect. So having that timeline as kind of just a guide, like, hey, we should be doing this around this time. We should be doing this around this time. I don't want pictures to take more than 30 minutes, that kind of timeline, instead of like, it needs to take 5 minutes. Let's go run. And that's the kind of person I am. And lastly, for the last thing that I wish I knew before our wedding day. So we had a lot of family coming in from out of town. Not that many family members or friends live in Florida anymore. So everyone was coming from out of town. But the few days before the wedding, because, you know, your wedding is about you and your husband. You're getting married. And that's all I could think about, is I get to marry my best friend in a couple of days. So we took a little mini like vacation to the beach, and then came back, and all our family was coming in town. And having that much family in town is a little overwhelming. But I wish we could have planned like a brunch or something else. We did have rehearsal dinner, and we invited all our family to rehearsal dinner just to hang out. But I wish we had more time to hang out with them, or we planned something else like a brunch to spend time with them, because when you look around on your wedding day and you see all those people there, all the people that you love, all the people that mean so much to you, that you invited them to your wedding to witness this, you realize that it's going to be the last time that all those people are in the same room. Because why would they be? Why would all of Neil's family and all my family and all my friends, they would not all be there in the same room again? And that's something I wish I would have, I don't know, soaked in a little bit more. I wish I would have spent more time with everyone, and you can't, because the wedding day just goes by so fast, and there's so much you need to do for yourself and for everyone else. You're trying to do as much as you can, and so you don't really get to take a moment and take it all in, that all these people are here for you. These are all the people that you love. And it's kind of sad to think back on it, like, all those people will never be there again. So if you are getting married and you're watching this video, remember that. Remember that all those people came from who knows where. They spent the money to come to your wedding. They drove, they flew, and took a boat. I don't know what they did, but they came and they wanted to see you get married, and they were there to support you. So just take a moment to appreciate that, because you will never get that again unless someone dies. But even then, not all those people would come together. And also, that's a really sad time to be together, so you don't want that. So just take it in. Take in all of your family that's there. Take in all of your friends that are there, and just appreciate the sacrifices they made to be there, as well as your sacrifices that you made to host that event. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys could take a little bit from this video if you are planning a wedding, or if you have already had a wedding and you're just like, wow, girl, same. Go ahead and put that in the comments below, and I will see you guys next Monday.